Welcome, hockey fans, back to Cockburn Ice Arena for this second game of the day for the TANGE tournament. Chris Lands will bring you the play-by-play from the penalty box in the visitors' end of the ice. Today's game between New South Wales and South Australia. New South Wales, the designated home team, they'll defend the goal to your camera right, and South Australia to our camera left as the visiting side. So for the visitors, number 10, Blake Ung, number 11, Mickey Noddle, number 12, Jack Fode, number 17, Etienne Janowski, number 19, Jeremy Gagnon, number 21, Yonjin Song, number 33, Max Marquard, number 73, Zach Hannon, number 40, Ilya Truss, number 46, Dominic Trinka, the captain, number 47, Hudson Ells, number 50, Gabriel Kudelka, 66, Damon Van Eyman, number 91, Nikita Loria, number 97, Luca Loria. In goal, number 37, Zach Murfin, and 39, Riley Knapp. Head coach, Jeremy Friedrich. Assistant coaches, Jared Siemens and Andrew Chen. And team manager, Kaveta Kudelkova. Kudelkova, excuse me. For the New South Wales side, number 2, Ben McGrath. Number 3, Ethan Elford. Number 4, Taj Lowry. Number 9, Gustav Remler Jensen, the captain of the team. Number 10, Max Boom. Number 11, Czeslaw Kulinich. Number 18, Aki Hearn. Number 19, Colby Schumach. Number 22, Aidan Downey. Number 26, Tom Garris. Number 29, Logan Brody. 35, Aiden Lee. 37, Sam Nalos. 39, Ruben Nalos. 59, Declan Downey. Number 77, Jacob Zill. Number 79, Hayden Boyd. Number 44, Louis Mahar, the goaltender. And number 1, Kai Stolle. The head coach, Derek Downey. Assistant coach, Anthony Zakos. And team manager, Rebecca Mahar. Referees for today's game, or the officials for today's game, with the red armbands on, the refs Owen Coral and Luke Power, and on the lines, Nick Eyre and Matt Gregory as we get set for this opening face-off. New South Wales at the top of the standings with 2 wins from 2 games. Victoria, 2 wins from 2 games. Queensland is next. 2 wins and 1 loss with 3 games. South Australia 1-1. Western Australia 0-3, and ACT 0-2. So Western Australia and South Australia battling for that all-important 4th position and potential semi-final matchup against either New South Wales or Victoria. Leading scorers so far in the tournament, Logan Brody with 14 points, followed by Colby Schumach, Gustav Remler Jensen at 10 and 9, and then Bryce Hodges and Ozzie Partridge with 8 and 6 after that big win over ACT. The number 1 goalie, Stolle, with a .950 save percentage, followed closely by Zach Murfin, .945. In the goal for South Australia is number 39, Riley Knapp, and for New South Wales, Louis Mahar gets the start as they get set for the opening face-off. Lining up at center, number 2, or 21, excuse me, for South Australia. Song up against number 29 for New South Wales, Brody. Off the draw, won by South Australia, fired in by Noddle. Back into the neutral zone. Song back D to D. Noddle chips it forward. Ung, he dumps it in. Back behind the goal. After it is Song gets it up onto the wing, into the zone. Boo after it. He ties up his man behind the goal. Brody looking to pick up the loose puck. Can't. Rimmed around behind the goal. That's 97. He chips it out into the neutral zone to number 10. Boo, or Ung, he goes for a change. Back into the zone it goes. Back for number 19, Schumack. Up the wing comes Gustav Remler-Jensen. Dumps it into the zone. Intercepted by Boo. Behind the goal. He looks to set up. Takes the shot. That goes off the pad of Janowski. Back into the corner. New South Wales pressuring early. Back to the blue line. Into the slot. That's the captain for South Australia. Gets it over to number 17, Janowski. Back into the zone. Trinka, he puts pressure on the New South Wales defense. Up to the middle of the ice. Scores! And a broken play as the New South Wales player, that's number 26, I believe it is. It is 26. Tom Garris has his stick lifted initially. Puck slides forward. He chips it over the pads of the goaltender for the opening goal. Just over a minute and 35 seconds gone in this first period. 1-0 New South Wales. Back to the blue line. Fired into the zone behind the South Australia goal. After it again is Garras. He finds it, fires it behind the goal, rims it around to the blue line, kept in. Chipped out onto the half boards. Again, kept in by Lee. Good keep in by the defenseman. Back into the neutral zone. Lee gets his stick on that. Chipped back into the New South Wales zone. After it is number 40 on the forecheck. Truce comes out of the zone. Truce can't get his stick on it. Back into the South Australia zone. Fired off the glove of the goaltender. Into the corner. Garras, he reverses back into the corner. Cycles it back to the front. Into the front of the net. Sits there for a moment. To the blue line. Lee fires it up to the half boards. Over to Garrett Garris. Over to number 11 on the point. Kulinich back into the corner. Behind the goal. As New South Wales moves this puck around. Back to Lee at the point. Looking for the deflection in front. Another shot, and that gets deflected off the stick of Loria. High into the netting above the ice surface. Face off will come back to the left of goaltender Riley Knapp. Won by New South Wales to the blue line, chipped out. Back comes number 10, chips it ahead to himself, gets to the net. Oh, and that puck sits there. Oh, and wide open cage. And number 91, Nikita Loria, put the backhand across the crease into the far corner, missing the open net. Behind the goal, chipped to the blue line. Hit by Remler-Jensen into Brody. Brody goes in on net, cuts hard to the net, can't lift a stick into the zone. He's going to take a penalty as he goes into his man. And 2 penalties on the play as Brody with the initial hit, and then coming back at Brody and catching him high was number 21 for South Australia, Song.
New South Wales 29, minor penalty, cross-checking. South Australia, minor penalty, cross-checking.
So 2 cross-checking calls, 1 to each team. Five on five will be the play. Back to the blue line. Deflected into the corner by number 12, Fode. Battle for it behind the goal. New South Wales player gets knocked down. And out of the zone it comes. Penalty time clock's a bit wonky. Oh, and that's deflected back to the net by the South Australia defense, almost into his own goal. Players back on the ice at 9:40. That means a minute and 52 left in the penalties, but ignore the penalty time clock as they're wrong, and in fact they have the wrong players listed. So they're playing 5-on-5, and the players won't be able to come back onto the ice until the first whistle after the 2 minutes is over. Fired into the chest protector of the goaltender. Do you know that song? You can't go back onto the ice until the first whistle after the penalty expires because they're playing 5-on-5. False start. Warning to New South Wales on the face-off infraction. Wins the draw anyway, back to Garris. He tries to get it through the pads. Garris just mishandles it in front, and the goaltender, Knapp, pounces on it for a stoppage. 11:08 to go in this first period. 4-1 the shots on goal so far for New South Wales. Face-off win by South Australia. Up onto the half boards, out into the neutral zone. Delayed offside. New South Wales clears the zone. Loria behind the goal. He rims it back to his D partner behind the goal. Truce gets it to the blue line. Not out. Now it's out. Back comes Truce. He gets into the zone, tries to get it to the slot. Back comes New South Wales. That's number 39 with it. Nalos. Back to the front of the net, off the stick of this South Australia defense. In behind the goal, Nalos tries to pick it up. It goes underneath the penalty gate. And that'll draw a stoppage in play. One minute to go in the penalties. So the penalty clock is still a bit wonky. They're back on the ice at 9:40. South Australia sets it up. Long pass up through the slot, off the shins of the SA defense, and he takes down 37 Nalos, and number 19 for South Australia, Jeremy Gagnon, coming to the bench, and he'll sit for 2 or less. So a tripping call. That puts South Australia down 5-on-4. Face-off won by South Australia. Out over the blue line. After it is Trinka. Reversing. Remler Jensen. Over to number 22, Downey. He goes back behind his net. Setting up, coming out of the zone. Remler Jensen up onto the wing. Kumak takes the shot, deflected off the stick of number 73, Zach Hannon. That goes over the glass for a stoppage in the South Australia zone. .809 is when the South Australia players back on the ice. Deflected at the blue line, and down the ice it goes. Behind the goal. And here Garris signaling his defense to hold. Over the blue line he comes. Over to Nalos. Cross seam pass. Remler Jensen back to the blue line. Brody gets it to the net. deflection off the pad. Into the slot, onto the half boards. Nalos back to the blue line. Hard shot. Again, a good save. Puck bounces to the front of the net. Loria can't clear it. Now he does. Down on the ice they go. They're 3-on-2. Chipped it across the middle of the ice. Can't get control of it. Have to be careful here. As the offsetting minors have expired, but the two players, because they're playing 5-on-5, can't go on the ice until a whistle. They're a minute in the box over when they should have been. Waiting for that whistle. Back into the zone. .809 is the time. Back to the blue line, into the slot. Fired to the net. Stopped again. Penalty's just about to expire. Onto the ice goes Gagnon. The offsetting minors, they can't get onto the ice until a whistle, as they're playing 5-on-5. Back out of the zone, New South Wales. Good back check by Gagnon as he gets his stick on the play. Etienne Janowski into the neutral zone. Good play by Lowry to put it through the legs of the South Australia player. Breaking up to the wing, Gagnon, he just dumps it into the zone. As Song and the New South Wales player get an extended rest on the penalty box, waiting for a whistle. New South Wales out over the blue line. Over the zone, that's Nalos. He dumps it in deep. Number 37, Sam Nalos. Into the corner. Oh, it looks like we're going to have a penalty call, and we will have that whistle as New South Wales get control of it. Back to the blue line, to the front of the net, and as South Australia stops it, the whistle goes, and Song and that was Nalos, number 39, back onto the ice. And Janowski, he comes to the penalty box.
Minor penalty, boarding.
Get a boarding call. 7 minutes to go in this first period. So he'll be back on the ice at 5 minutes, unless, of course, New South Wales puts the puck in the net. On the power play, back to the blue line. D-to-D, Brody. Back to the middle of the ice, Remler Jensen. They switch positions, cross to the far side, looking for that backdoor shot. Puck is loose to the front of the net, and New South Wales can't get it to go. Back into the corner, back to the blue line, and nobody there as Garris had vacated his point position. Back into the zone comes New South Wales to the front of the net. Good stick by both the South Australia defense, Trinka, and at the blue line, Brody, to keep that puck in, but it comes back down the ice. Remler Jensen taps it back over the blue line, out over the blue line. Brody gets it over onto the wing, back into the zone. That's number 19 with it. Back to Garris. Back to Schumack. Scores from a bad angle. Just gets between the skate and the pad, or the post, on goaltender Knapp into the goal. And I believe that was number 39, Ruben Nalos, who gets the goal to make it 2-0 on the power play. Face off back at center ice. Into the zone it goes. Behind the goal. Hitting the corner by the New South Wales player. That's 81 or 91, Loria. Back into the neutral zone. Picked up by Song. He chips it off the boards, past the forward at the blue line. That's number 35, Lee. Back to the front of the net. Puck is loose behind the goal. Just over skating it was Loria. Back onto the half boards, and New South Wales comes to the blue line. Can't get it out. Janowski, he can't keep it in. It just slides over the blue line. Number 50, Kadelka, he puts it back to Janowski. Up onto the wing to Ung. He just dumps it into the zone. Back for it is number 11, Kulinich. Up to the blue line. Dumped back in by number 12 for South Australia. Fode. Back into the zone it goes. New South Wales, number 21. Out it goes. Back comes Trinka. He's got a partial break. Goes in on net. Takes the shot. And that's deflected off the blocker. A good rush by the captain of South Australia. Dom Trinka plays in the AIHL with the Adelaide Adrenaline. Watched him a few times play this year, and Perth Thunder will make a visit to Adelaide later on in August to play a two-game set against Trinka's Avalanche, or Adrenaline, excuse me. Back to the front of the net. Big hit by Loria. Puck sits at the feet of the players. Another big hit. Number 12 for South Australia gets taken down. Trinka back to the blue line. Loria, he gets it in deep. Behind the goal. And out comes New South Wales, gets it back to the blue line. Trinka, he fires a shot high over the net. That hits the glass behind the net and bounces to the half boards. South Australia, a bit of pressure now in the New South Wales zone. As Trinka, they can't keep it in at the blue line, and back comes New South Wales. Spins it around and intercepted. Back into the neutral zone. Loria, he picks it up. Looking for an outlet. Goes D to D. Up onto the wing. That gets down the ice and deflected by number 79 for New South Wales. Into the zone. Picked off by 73, Hannon. Kept into the zone. Out comes New South Wales. Down the left side, Downey, he fires a shot. That goes high and wide. Hits something along the boards and bounces at a crazy angle. South Australia trying to get it out of the zone, and they do. D to D over to number 29, Brody. He dumps it in deep, right on goal. And Knapp will freeze it for a face-off to his left. 2:26 to go in this first period. 2-0 New South Wales over South Australia. Face-off win. South Australia. Loria takes it behind the goal. D to D. Out comes number 50 for South Australia. Kudelka can't get it up to his man on the wing. South Australia forced to go back. Remler Jensen on Loria. Back into the zone. A stretch pass off the stick of number 11. He picks it up. Back he comes. Gets it in over the blue line. Good back check by Trinka. That's Loria. Nikita Loria. Back to the blue line. Kept in by New South Wales. To the front of the net. Looking for that deflection. Back door. Can't connect. Back comes Song. He cuts the blue line. Fires it in on goal. Off the pad of the goaltender. And back comes New South Wales. 3-on-2. Back into the play is Song. He gets his stick on it. Brody, cross seam shot. Eludes the net. Back to the blue line. Deflected to the front of the net. And Remler Jensen puts that one in the open cage, taking it from his backhand onto his forehand and sliding it past Knapp for a 3-0 New South Wales lead. South Australia battling, but that top line of New South Wales is awful strong. Three 0 the score. Captain Jeremy Friedrich trying to motivate the troops. Back into the zone it goes. Trinka, the bump on his man behind the goal. Kept in at the blue line. Trinka gets his stick on it, deflects it behind the net. A minute and 20 to go in the period. Back comes New South Wales. Up onto the wing. Behind the goal. Schumack, he gets it back behind to the front of the net. Just misses his man Nalos in front. Fired wide. Back to the far point. That's number 18 keeps it in. Hearn into the corner. Back to Hearn. Takes the shot. Blocked off the skates of the SA player. Up onto the wing. Number 19 for it. Gagnon, he takes a bump. He'll go to the bench. New South Wales setting it back up again. As Schumack tried that little one-touch pass. Couldn't get it to his man. And down the wing comes Loria. Cuts back to the middle, gets taken down, and he'll go. New South Wales will go to the penalty box. Go into the box, number 18, Hearn. .25 seconds to go in the period. Hearn for tripping.
Let's go, boys, let's go!
Face-off won by New South Wales. Back behind the net into the slot. Good glove stop by South Australia. Trying to send the New South Wales player Brody away on the fast break. Remler Jensen with the pass. Back behind the goal goes SA. And that'll do it for the first period. As firing it down the ice on the whistle. At the end of the period. 3-0 the score. Minute and 35 to go in the power play for South Australia, which carries over, of course, into the second period. So, goals in that period to Garris from Schumack at 13:25. Nalos from Garris and Schumack. Power play goal at 5:46. And then Remler Jensen from Kulinich at 1:40 to make the score 3-0. Penalties that period. Brody for cross-checking and Song for cross-checking at 11:40. Gagnon for slashing at 10:09. Janowski for boarding at 7 minutes. And Hearn currently in the box for tripping at 25 seconds. Shots on goal, 13-4 in that period. New South Wales 1 for 2 on the power play. South Australia 0 for 1. So again, a strong performance by South Australia, particularly that second line of Garris, Nalos, and Schumack. They've accounted basically for all the points other than Remler Jensen's goal in that period, assisted by Kulinich. That number one line has yet to really get on the scoreboard offensively. But they can do some damage when they get control of that puck. Brody strong player, and as is Remner Jensen. Of course, he plays in the AIHL as well. And missed out on the game here in Perth with Central Coast as he was held out of the 2 games in preparation for this TANGE tournament. And Central Coast a bit short-staffed for those 2 weekend games, along with some injuries to some key players. South Australia getting set to go. New South Wales almost ready to go. 2 goaltenders make their way to the goals. 5-on-4 power play for South Australia to start this second period. Won by South Australia. Loria, he fakes the back pass and he goes. Fires it off the stick of Remner Jensen. Picks up that puck to the front of the net. They go. Loria looking for an option. Gets it off the skates of the New South Wales penalty killer. Knocked down by Trinka. Takes the shot. That goes wide. Deflected. Back down the ice. Right on goal. Knapp makes the stop. Overskating it was Loria. Brody on the forecheck along with Schumack. Loria, he puts it behind the goal. Out comes Trinka. Backhand pass up onto the wing to Ung. He gets it in deep. Goes for a change. Back into the zone. Trinka to the front of the net. Oh, and that's just wide. As Song had a chance. The puck gets fired back down the ice. South Australia with time for maybe one more rush. Brody rushing Trinka behind the goal. Up onto the wing it goes. Ung, he gets it, fires it into the zone. Just over the stick after it, number 40, Truce. He hits his man back to the blue line. Gagnon keeps it in. Penalties over, all even. Kept in at the blue line by Janowski. He fires a shot right into the chest of the goaltender with Truce standing on the doorstep. That was Blake Ung in on the play, not Truce. 3:10 to go in the second period. 13-5. Shots on goal in favor of New South Wales, excuse me. Face-off win. Back to Loria. Takes the backhand wide of the goal, off the tip of the goal, the trapper for the New South Wales player. Off the shin pads of Garris. Up into the middle of the ice. Back comes Song over the blue line. Takes the shot over the goal. Gagnon in pursuit to Song. Song behind the goal. Gets it to the front of the net. Just misses a pinching number 12, Jack Fode. Back to the blue line and out. Back into the South Australia zone. Delayed offside, and they clear the zone. Garris gets it back into Noddle. Noddle goes D to D to Loria. He comes out of the zone slowly. Noddle up onto the wing, chipped into the zone. After it is Fode. The rest of the South Australia players go for a change. Behind the net, Fode ties up his man. Back comes New South Wales. A backhand pass across to Nalos. He can't catch up to it. Now he does. In the corner. Takes a bump from number 17. Another hit. And the South Australia player took the worst of that. Back into the zone. Number 19 with it. Takes the shot. Deflected. High over the glass. And into the netting for a face-off to the left of the goaltender for South Australia. Linesman Matt Gregory waiting for the players to get set. Drops the puck. Behind the goal to Kudelka. Up onto the wing. Kicked up onto his stick by Loria. He takes it behind the goal. Nalos in pursuit. Loria off the skate of number 17, Janowski. He reverses in the corner. Good pressure by New South Wales. Back to the blue line. Looking for a deflection in front. Out comes Trinka. Down the wing he goes. Oh, that's Loria, excuse me. He fires a shot. That goes wide. Back for it is Janowski. He picks it up. Fires a long pass. And that's going to go for icing. No change as Ung came off the ice. Tried to make himself small down behind his teammates. Hoping the referee wouldn't notice. And he did. So back onto the ice he comes. Face off to the right of Knapp. False start, warning to blue. New South Wales back to the front of the net. The puck goes into the high slot. Chipped out of the zone by Marquardt. Back comes Lowry. Gets the puck past number 20. Reversing Janowski. He rims it around the boards. New South Wales goes for a change. Chip back into the zone. Off the stick of number 3, Elford. He goes D to D. Up onto the wing to Lowry. Lowry just chips it into the zone. And back for it is Gabriel Kudelka. He swings behind his goal. Brings it up the wing. Dumps it that backhand into the neutral zone. Trinka after it. He puts a body on his man. Back comes New South Wales as South Australia goes for a change. Back into the zone. A backhand pass picked off by Trinka. Good back check by Dom Trinka. The puck gets fired off the boards, down the ice, and that's going to go for icing. 9:48 to go in the period. Broken stick in the corner. False start on the face-off. Remler Jensen back to the blue line. Takes a bump. Loses control of it. Back comes South Australia. Over the blue line, Trinka puts the puck through the legs of number 79, Boyd. Back into the corner it goes. Behind the goal. Rimmed around onto the boards. Boo, he picks it up, fires it up on the wing. Back bounces over the stick of Brody. He catches up to it and takes away the icing. Loria behind the net with Brody. He tries the jam play. Can't get it to go. Loria ties him up. Up onto the wing to Gagnon. He gets it back behind the goal. Picked off by New South Wales. Good stick in the slot by Trinka as he steals the puck. Gets the puck up onto the wing. Gagnon picks it up. He goes down 2-on-2. Fires it off the pad of the goaltender, Mahar. And back comes the New South Wales. Brody over the blue line. Cuts towards the middle. A little backhand dish into Boo, and he can't catch up to it. Now he does behind the goal. Back to the blue line. Elford gets the shot off the stick, and that bounces at a funny angle. Remler Jensen, he picks it up, swings back into the neutral zone, loses control briefly, and then fires that puck. That ticks the top of the crossbar and goes over the glass for a stoppage. 8:18 to go in the second period. 15-6 shots on goal. Face-off win behind the goal. Stretch pass. Loria can't get control of it. Back into the zone. Number 11 back for it, Noddle. He gets to the front of the net, gets taken down. Up onto the board, that gets fired down the ice. And that's going to go for icing. Again, South Australia won't be able to make a change on the play. Pushed ahead by New South Wales off the draw, back to the blue line. That goes off the shin pads of the South Australia alternate captain. Up onto the wing, Loria, he takes over the line. Into the corner it goes. Back to the blue line. Loria fires it off a shin pad into the corner. Nikita Loria into the corner. Off of Boyd. Uses his body to pinch the puck off the stick, and back comes New South Wales. That's Nalos down the middle of the ice. Dishes it off to the wing to Garris. Garris takes the shot right into the pads of goaltender Knapp. Sits there for a second, and a little bit of a brouhaha to the side of the net. Sticks come up. Not sure what happened, whether the puck dropped in behind Knapp after the whistle and the New South Wales player skated through the crease. So there will be penalties coming as a result of this little skirmish, as Loria loses his helmet. He's going to come to the box. 19 for New South Wales. Schumack, he goes to the box. Referees discussing the call. So the referee comes to the South Australia bench. It's going to be a double penalty to New South Wales, single to South Australia.
New South Wales number 19 has a minor penalty for cross-checking and a minor penalty for roughing. Number 97 for South Australia has a minor penalty for roughing.
Okay.
Guys, we'll play 4 for New South Wales, 5 for South Australia.
For how long? 2 minutes.
You heard the call from referee Owen Coral. 2 for New South Wales for roughing and cross-checking. That's number 19, Colby Schumack. And in the box for South Australia, number 97, Luca Loria. He's in the box for roughing. South Australia will go to the power play.
Yeah, once you fix it, you're right. You just got to put a strap back on for me, all right? Once it's fixed. Yeah.
Face-off will come back to the right of the goaltender, Mahar. I got extras. Just getting explanation is the New South Wales coach.
Yeah, right. Can you show me the clip? Can I see the clip? Do you have the clip still? Hey, Colby. Hey, is this his? Are these guys left? Wait, is this yours? Hey, that's 504.
No.
I don't know who that is.
It's mine. I carry spares. 5-on-4, South Australia on the power play. Song brings it over the line, draws it back and rips a shot. Kept in at the blue line, now out over the blue line. Janowski, he has the puck stolen from him by Brody. Down on the ice. Brody intercepts that puck, chips it into the zone. He's on the forecheck, hard. Back to the front of the net. Trinka gets it forward. Song over the blue line. Looks for an opportunity off the shin pads of the New South Wales penalty killer. That's number 10, Boo. Into the corner it goes. Brody looking for a loose puck, gets control of it and fires it down the ice. As this number 1 penalty kill unit of Brody, Remler, Jensen, Boo, and number 22, Aiden Downey. Back comes South Australia. Trinka over the blue line, takes the hard shot, scores! Dominic Trinka, he crosses the blue line and rips a snapshot off the post and in, just above the pad of goaltender Louis Mahar. 3-1 the score now. Just getting the goal call. That's number 46, the captain, Dom Trinka, assisted by number 17, Etienne Janowski, to make the score 3-1. Close the gap. 5:47 to go in this second period. On the power play, back comes South Australia looking for more, but Garris, he gets it over the blue line. Chipped back in the neutral zone. Up onto the wing. Number 50, he gets it forward. Just chipped into the neutral zone. That's number 11 for South Australia, Noddle. Vode, he's after it. Gagnon, he dumps it back in deep. In on the forecheck is Fode. He misses his man, but the puck comes to the half boards, picked up by Song. He dumps it back into the corner. Back to the blue line. Shot, scores! Off the half boards. A blind shot, screened, and that makes its way somehow through the goaltender.
Number 19.
You can see here on the half board, just rips it towards the goal. Number 21, that's Song. (3-2) now. As South Australia, 2 goals in rapid succession. 5:02 to go in the period. Face-off win by New South Wales, but a good stick by Song, or Fode. He dumps that or deflects that onto the half boards. Back for it with Fode in pursuit. Good forecheck as Fode steals it. Back to the blue line to Janowski. Takes the shot. Oh, that gets deflected and just goes wide of the post. Down low, Janowski. He goes D to D. Picked off. Back comes Remler Jensen. Down on net. Makes the power move to the front. And loses control of it. Good back check not to take a penalty and take away the scoring chance by the South Australia D. Back into the corner it goes. Trinka putting pressure on the forward on the back check to the front of the net. Oh, and a great save. Scores! A great initial save by Knapp, but the rebound came out and buried by number 29, I believe that was. It is. Brody buries that puck for the first goal of the game for him. See on the replay. That rebound just sat there long enough for Brody to get the stick on it and bury it to restore the 2-goal lead. for New South Wales. 4:01 to go in the second period. Out shooting South Australia 19-9. Face-off won by South Australia. Back into the zone. Lauria after it. He bumps his man up onto the middle of the ice. Back comes Brody looking for more. He crosses the blue line, fires it towards the net, looking for that backdoor deflection. In behind the net it goes, up onto the wing, and down the ice it goes. It's on edge, rolling. It won't go for icing though. Remler Jensen gets the puck stolen off him into the corner. Lauria, he puts it back to the blue line. Shot off the shin pads. Lauria picks up the rebound. Back into the half boards, and New South Wales picks it up, fires it across to an empty open wing. Remler Jensen over the blue line, puts the puck past Lauria and skates onto it in the corner. Fires it behind the goal. Ung, he goes back for it. Flicks it high to the blue line, but not out. Kept in by number 11 to the front of the net and right into the pads of goaltender Knapp. As New South Wales player number trying to see the number. I think that's number 37. Samuel Nalos, it was left alone in front of the net and put it right into the chest of the goaltender. New South Wales, they win the draw, force it to the front of the net. Smothered again by Knapp. 2:49 to go in the period. Won by South Australia. They take it behind their net. Out of the zone to the blue line. And out. Battle along the boards. Chipped down the ice. That's not going to get there for icing. Back to the blue line and just out. South Australia resets. Kudelka. He tips it off the skates of the New South Wales player and holds it up just enough to cause an offside. Won by South Australia. Lauria chips it past his man into the skates to the blue line, not out. Kept in, and now it bounces out to Trinka. He puts it back on the D to number 11, chips it out of the zone. Back in, delayed offside. New South Wales player has to retrieve his stick before coming out of the zone. And back comes number 11 for it. Into the zone, chip and chase. After it, he takes his man, gets it to Gagnon. Gagnon can't stop it up. It goes into the corner. A backhand pass into the neutral zone, chipping it past the South Australia player, Janowski. He comes into the zone, chips it past number 3, takes it to the net. Oh, and that went off the bar, I think. Good rush by the defenseman. Back into the far corner. Kept in. No, it isn't. It's fired down the ice. Back for it is number 66 for South Australia, Van Eman. Chipped out of the zone. Trinka, he splits between his men. Back down the wing. Fode gets it into the high slot. Gagnon fires it. That just goes wide. Back to the front of into the corner. Fode gets it to Gagnon. Back to the blue line. D to Janowski. He takes the shot. That's deflected in front. South Australia with some pressure on. 1:05 to go in the period. Into the corner it goes. Battle along the boards. It comes loose. Fode picks it up. He gets it back to the point, but Van Eman just missed it on the forecheck. McGrath into the slot. Back to the front of the net, into the high slot. That's Nalos. He gets a weak shot on goal. Kai Stoli on the bench, yelling encouragement to his battery mate, Mahar. Murphin, excuse me, yelling encouragement to Matt Knapp. Got my teams confused again, as can happen when you're up too early in the morning at a cold rink. Face-off win, South Australia. Loria gets it onto the wing. That's number 55, I think it is, or 50, Kudelka. Over the blue line, Loria, he battles through his check. Tries to get it deep, chipped out of his zone. Loria knocks that puck down. Over the blue line, Garris. Onside. Back comes Song. Good stick by Brody. Delos takes a bump. Loria goes for a change. Back comes Song. Gets the pass up onto the wing. Good one to Ung, and he can't catch up to it. Back comes South Australia, or New South Wales, off the skate. Delos breaking, and he goes offside as the whistle, the horn sounds for the end of the first period. And that is indeed the end of the period. There was 1 second showing on the clock, so I wasn't sure whether there was an offside call or whether that was indeed the end of the period. So after 4-2 the score, 22-11, shots on goal in favor of New South Wales, but a good pushback by South Australia in that second period. We'll take a break for the ice cut. Teams will go to their respective change rooms, and we'll be back for the start of the third period and a second period summary for Cass Edwards and Riley Langell on the camera. This is Chris Langell. We'll see you then.
Welcome back to Cockburn Ice Arena, folks. Good lines are with the play-by-play.
Australia and New South Wales. South Australia coming back a bit in that second period with 2 goals. Trinka from Janowski, a power play goal at 5:56. And then Song from Fode and Gagnon, 5:02 to make it 3-2. And then back comes Brody from Boo and Remler Jensen, the big line, 4:01 to make it 4-2. Penalties in that period to Shumack and Loria, cross-checking and roughing at 7:07. Shots on goal in that second period, 9-7 in favor of New South Wales. So South Australia closing the gap in play. Shots on goal after 2, 22-11, as the face-off comes back into the South Australia zone. Loria, he reverses. Around the boards it comes. Noddle can't catch up to it. So New South Wales pinches to the front of the net, off the pads of the goaltender. Knapp, it's loose in front. Remler Jensen can't get his stick on it as it's held back into the zone on the delayed offside. New South Wales has to clear the zone. Gives South Australia a chance to set it up onto the wing. Missing that pass was Gagnon at the blue line. Fired on goal off the blocker, wide into the corner. Back around Brody. He picks it up. Swings around the blue line, takes the pass across D to D, but good stick by number 12 for South Australia, Fode. Back comes Brody, takes the shot. Well, that was number 12 for New South Wales. Gets the shot on goal. Number 18, Archie Hearn with the shot. Face off to the left of the goaltender. Looks like Zach Murphin now in the cage for South Australia, as Knapp out of this game. I did hear the coach talking about a minor tweak to Knapp as that puck gets fired into the South Australia bench. Face-off will come back into the South Australia zone. Murphin trying to get the attention of the bench to get a water bottle. Face off to his right. Won by South Australia. Janowski behind the goal. Out comes New South Wales down the wing. Stick by Garris, knocks the puck off his stick, back into the zone. Contact by Janowski at the blue line, inside the zone. Picked off by Garris. He goes in, sends Nailus back into the zone. And we're going to have a penalty to South Australia on the play. Kneeing to the South Australia player as Garris was crossing the blue line into the zone. And coming to the box, number 17.
Australia 17 has a minor penalty for kneeing.
You heard the call from referee Owen Coral. So South Australia will sit for 2 or less. 11:07 back on the ice. Ignore the penalty time clock if you see it on the screen. South Australia gets it out down into the New South Wales zone. That's Fode after it. Remler Jensen sets up behind the goal. Brody, he picks it up, comes out slowly, up onto the wing to Remler Jensen. He crosses the line, Down into the South Australia zone, cuts back towards the middle, looks to take the shot off the pads of the defense. Penalty killers fire to the net. Puck sits there loose in the crease as Murphin traps it against the post under his pad. A minute and 28 seconds to go in this penalty. To Janowski. Off the face-off. Noddle loses his stick. Back to the blue line. Chipped out of the zone. Down the ice comes Song. 2-on-1. Gets to the net. Off the pad. Scores! A perfectly executed play. As you can see, Song was going for that rebound off the pads of the goaltender. Right onto the stick of number 91, Nikita Loria. And he buries it for a shorthanded goal. You can see here Song going down the right side, looking for the play, and then fires it hard off the pad. Loria right in the perfect position on the 2-on-1. 4-3 now for New South Wales. The start that South Australia wanted in this third period. Now they just have to hold this potent power play for New South Wales as they come back on attack. Down the right side, cutting hard to the net, tries to get it, jam it through the pads to the front of the net, back to the blue line, just out over the blue line. Brody, and almost breaking away again was Loria, but it hit the skates of the linesman. Back to the blue line, D to D. Garris at the point. He cuts back to the middle, makes the pass to no one, and down the ice the puck goes. 11:07 back on the ice. Is Janowski up onto the wing. Over the blue line, taken down. Brody. He gets the puck back to the D, into the corner, to the front of the net. Nalos full scores, top shelf. And that's a power play goal. Janowski back onto the ice, 5-3. As number 39 for New South Wales, Ruben Nalos, buries that shot in the slot. .5-3 to score now. As I said, that power play for New South Wales has been dynamic this tournament. Back into the New South Wales it goes. Lowry after it. They set up on the breakout, intercepted. Song, he can't get it on the delayed offside. Circling back, Lowry with the puck. He takes it into traffic. Boo takes a hit, gets it deep, but that's from his own side of the red line, and that'll come back for icing. Thanks for the comments on the YouTube stream. Thanks, John. Appreciate it. Cass told me to tell you that she's here for 15 hours a day as well. Off the face-off. On the whistle. In for the draw. Truce. He loses it. But gains control of it to the front of the net. Oh, and it's loose again. Oh, and blocked. Two glorious chances in front as South Australia stole that puck and have drawn a penalty as 37. Samuel Nalos will go to the box for interference.
2 minutes interference.
That's number 37, Sam Nalos, and he'll go to the box for 2 or less. South Australia with a glorious chance there in front. Great save by the goaltender, Louis Mahar. New South Wales on the penalty kill. That's number 30. The other Nalos brother, he takes it into the zone. Forces South Australia back to set up behind their goal. To the front of the net. Oh, and off the glove. And another penalty called. As New South Wales will go to the box again. As Schumack goes for a new stick. And we'll go to the box.
South Wales 19 has a minor penalty for playing with broken equipment.
He was playing with the broken stick, so he gets called. And on that penalty, Nalos for interference at 10-12. Face off back into the zone. Loria with a head of steam down the wing, drops it back to the blue line. 5-on-3 to his brother. Back into the corner. Back to the blue line. Loria takes the shot towards the net. That goes wide. Luca gets to the front of the net. Oh, that goes off the post. The Song just missed that one. Oh, and he puts it back to the blue line. But sliding to his right was Luca Loria. Back to the goaltender, Murfin. He plays it up onto the wing. Touch pass to Luca Loria. He gets over the blue line, into the zone. Picked off by New South Wales. That hits the linesman on the clearance. Back into the zone. Delayed offside. Loria has to wait for his teammate to get onside. Back forward is Song. He drops it back. Trinka over the blue line. Fode. He gets it to the slot. And New South Wales, they clear it down the zone. Right onto the stick of Murfin. He looks for a clearance. Up onto the wing. First penalty over at 8:12. And it expires. Now, Trinka behind the goal. Back to Song, back to Trinka. He tries to bring it to the front of the net. Trinka, he comes back to the front and scores! Dom Trinka circles out of the corner after the first penalty expired. And he puts one behind goaltender Louis Mahar to make the score 5-4 on the power play. You can see here, he just swings out from the corner, puts it onto his forehand, and fires the puck past the goaltender for the 4th goal for South Australia. Making this game interesting. Again, now they just have to hold off that number 1 line and generate the offense necessary to tie this game. Back comes New South Wales. Chipped into the South Australia zone, picked up by Nalos. He goes down, just tripped on his own toe pick. Back to the front of the net, Garras. He can't get his stick on it. Fans on the play. Back into the corner, Janowski. He makes the hit. Back around behind the goal. That's number 11, Noddle. He gets it up onto the half boards. Shot passed to the middle of the ice and picked off by New South Wales. Back behind the goal, up onto the wing to number 10. He just backhands it down the ice, and that's going to go for icing. South Australia tries to get a change in and won't be able to. New South Wales gets the face-off to the right of Murphin. 7:12 to go in this third period. 5-4 the score. Good bounce back by South Australia. Face-off won by them. To the point. Battle on the boards for it. It's loose. You can hear the referee yelling, loose, loose. To the point. Picked off by South Australia. Chipped out into the neutral zone. And they'll get a change in. New South Wales through the middle of the ice. Intercepted briefly. Lee, he fires it into the zone. And Murphin traps that at the side of the net for a stoppage. .640 to go. Face off again to the right of goaltender Murphin. Won by New South Wales. Remler Jensen fires it off the blocker into the corner. Chopped to the front of the net. Picked off by Song. Back he comes down the ice. He's been dynamic this game. Gets to the blue line. Gets it into the zone. Remler Jensen can't get it off and gets it to the front of the net. Puck is loose. And back comes Brody. Janowski, he can't stop him. Off the stick of Brody. Good back check. Tries the jam play on the side. No goal. As Brody raised his arms, thinking he had pushed the puck across the line, but Murphin stops it with the pad. The faceoff will come to his left. .606 to go in the game, or this period, potentially. Won by New South Wales off the draw to Murphin. A stoppage as the referee lost sight of the puck, but it was loose. To the blue line, kept in. Good keep by the New South Wales D. Stolen. Gloria. He gets it to number 55. Can't get it out. Down the wing. Song gets it to the middle of the ice. Trinka takes a shot off the shin pads of the defense. Reverse hit on number 18. Hearn back to the blue line. Rolls back into the South Australia zone. Loria, he chips up onto the wing at the blue line. Is number 18. 19 picks it up. He can't get it deep. And back comes New South Wales. Chipped up onto the wing. Picked off by Trinka. He gets the backhand sauce over to Song, or Noddle. He goes over the blue line into the zone. Stops up, tries to get the backhand to the front of the net and can't. Picked up by Fode. Back to the blue line. Shot on goal, looking for the deflection. The rebound comes out, and Trinka can't bury it. A reverse hit on him. Down the ice comes New South Wales. Puck goes right onto the net. And 77, Jacob Zill, hard to the net by Murphin. Freezes it for a stoppage. Great chance in the offensive zone by South Australia. Shot, deflection, and a rebound. And goaltender Louis Mahar has had to be sharp this third period. Won by South Australia. Back into the corner. Behind the goal. Song, he chips it out into the neutral zone. Reverse back to Nalos. He can't get control of it. Gets it deep. Back behind the goal. Ung, he gets it forward. It bounces off the stick. In comes Loria. Behind the net, Loria to the back of the net. He swings around to the slot, drops it off to the D. Shot towards the net, loose. On the rebound, Loria after it. He picks it up. New South Wales trapped in their zone. South Australia, that's Loria. He's everywhere. Back to the blue line. Janovsky, he takes the shot through a screen. Low, rimmed around the boards. And out it comes with Nalos up on the right wing, lurking for that breakout pass. New South Wales likes to have that weak side winger high, looking for the stretch pass and a breakaway attempt. Back into the zone they come. Nalos, nice move at the blue line, takes it deep. Watched by Loria on the boards. He brings it into the slot, picked off by number 33. He takes it into the neutral zone, gets the backhand to the blue line. Hannon, he gets it over the line to the front of the net. Sits loose for a moment. Boo, he takes a hit. I don't see number 37, Els, this game. I think he might have picked up an injury in the last game they played. Loria sets up behind the goal, looking for a breakout. Truce circling out in the neutral zone. Loria, he swings around behind the net. Boo, keeping a close eye on him. They're trying to set up. Noddle, he picks up the puck, crosses the blue line. Can't get that rebound. Jack Murphin. You can see here, it looks like he's going behind. He cuts back hard to the front, takes out the goaltender, and slides the puck between the pads. This other angle shows it really well, as he cut back and then slid the puck underneath the pads and into the net. The net looked like it was off, so maybe the referees and linesmen are discussing it. Timeout was called. I didn't see who called the timeout. Looks like the goal was waved off, and there might be a minor penalty to New South Wales. And there is minor penalty. It says to number 9, Gustav Remler Jensen. I thought that was Brody that took the puck to the net. So no goal on the play. Oh, there is a goal now up on the board. So there must have been something that happened after the whistle. So Brody's goal.
New South Wales, number 9, has a minor penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct.
And that's the case. Brody's goal, a beauty cut back to the front of the net. But after the fact, number 9, Remler Jensen, gets 2 for unsportsmanlike with 2:15 to go in the period, 2:20 to go in the period. South Australia, they pull the goaltender, looking for that extra attacker. Trinka, he takes it down the left side, in deep, behind the goal. Gets it to the front of the net. Back to Loria, he dumps it in to the half boards. Back to Trinka, takes the shot. That bounces around and had a chance. Murphy is down, he scores! No replay on the play, but number 10, Ung, he circles around with the goaltender and the New South Wales forward or defense, number 19, I think that is, Colby Schumack, down on the ice in front of the net. As Ung gets that rebound and fires it above a sprawled Mahar for a goal to make it 6-5 with the goalie pulled for the extra attacker. A power play marker. I didn't see what happened in front to the New South Wales player who was down, but he made his way off the ice under his own steam. Loria wins the draw, gets it deep into the zone. Number 19 has Boo lurking here at the blue line. Loria back to his brother. Out of the net comes Murphin, and they set it up. Good forecheck on Trinka. He spins around and avoids it. Takes it into the zone. Loria over the line, back to the blue line, and that gets fired down the ice. And that's going to go for icing. 1:12 to go. Face off back into the New South Wales zone. Great effort by South Australia to get themselves back into the game in this third period. And they've got the goalie pulled for the extra attacker. Face off to the right of goaltender Louis Mahar, or Meager, depending on what part of the world you're from. Won by New South into the corner, tied up along the boards. Behind the net it goes to Ung. He picks it up, looking for the opening in the slot. Making a move to the corner is Loria. He's still after it, behind the goal. New South Wales desperately trying to get it out of the zone, up onto the half boards, off the shin pads of the South Australia player, back through the middle of the ice, into the zone. Back for Trinka, he gets it, onto the stick of Song, back into the zone, fired down the ice, that's wide, and that'll go for icing. 34 seconds to go in the period. The New South Wales Ginsburg team sitting and watching this, the final seconds of this game run down. They're up shortly. Fired towards the net. They'll face Victoria after this. On the half boards, puck is pinned. Time winding down. Clock hasn't started on the board, but I think it's running on the screen. Now it starts. So a few extra seconds added to it. It gets fired down the ice, off the backboards. Nalos has after it. He's got two guys going to the net. He fires it off the shin pads of the South Australia player. Nalos gets it to the front of the net. Blocked. Back comes Trinka out over the blue line, and that'll do it. As New South Wales holds on to a frantically attacking South Australia squad who had a great third period. Every time they scored, New South Wales responded though. Great effort by both teams, an exciting game to watch. High skilled, well done. Jeremy Friedrich can't be upset with that. I mean, obviously the loss isn't a great thing, but the way his team came back in that third period, he has to be happy with that. Third period goals, Loria from Song and Kudelka, shorthanded at 12:16. And then a minute later, Nalos from Garris put New South Wales back up by 2. Trinka, power play goal at 8 minutes, closed the gap to 5-4. Then Brody, unassisted on a beautiful play, individual effort down the left side, cutting hard to the net, made it 6-4. With 2:21 to go, and then Ung unassisted, a power play goal at 1:47, made it interesting, but New South Wales held off the charge. 4 penalties in that third period. Janowski to New South Wales for kneeing at 13:07, Nalos for interference at 10-12. Schumack for illegal equipment playing with a broken stick at 9:45 to put them on a 5-on-3 disadvantage. And just after his penalty, Nalos penalty expired, Ung buried the power play goal. And then Remler Jensen, unsportsmanlike conduct after the 6th New South Wales goal. Shots on goal in that period, 14-10 in favor of South Australia for a 3-period total of 25, New South Wales 32. South Australia 4 for 5 on the power play, New South Wales 2 for 4. An exciting finish to that game, and well played by both teams as they hug and talk and chat after the game. A lot of these players have played at national camps together, and some of them have played on the national under-18 teams, so they know each other well. Lots of respect for both teams. Great game played, and that'll do it. The next game on the docket for today, we've got the Ginsburg game between Victoria and New South Wales starting at 9:30 supposedly, but it's 9:38, so we are a bit behind schedule. With that, we'll wrap it up for Cass Edwards and Riley Langell on the camera. This is Chris Langell. We'll see you